Are we on again? Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community standards, I'm thinking is what it says. Oh, we got two. One. Yeah, that's relive. One watch. Relive. Welcome to the live chat. Oliver, you go to your room, you are grounded. You go to your room, you go to your room.
Oh,
What? Are we back? What's that? Let's see. Okay. You go to your room and you are grounded. Bye, guys. Hello, guys. Bye, guys. Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay. Hey, all right, guys. I want to show you something. I was going to do it last night, but I'm going to do it today. This is our... Show them what I did. This is our... Don't show it to them yet. Don't show it to them yet, but... Okay. This is our new... let's see. Dan R. Hello, Dan. Don. I'm getting old here. Hello, Don R. We got my view. We got Don R. We have I think we had, didn't we have Russ, and anyway, we had about 6 or 7 of them, of you guys, and then we had to reboot it, and hopefully everybody will come back. This is my new business card. My view. Tell me if you like it. Look at this. It's YouTube at Sam Lamb 2.0. Okay. Now watch the back of it. I'm going to flip it over. I know it's backwards, but kind of read it. It's Dreams Come True in the Philippines. It's got a shot of us in, is it Siquijor or Bohol? In Bohol. That's kind of like a shadowy background of Gonzalez and I. But on the other side, it's got YouTube on it, and it's Sam Lamb 2.0. And now, I show you this because this is what we're going to do. When people ask, so what's your channel? I'm going to just give them my card and try it. Because a lot of times people ask for my channel and I'll say my name and they'll forget about it, and it's very hard for them to remember. But I'll share this with you. I bought one of these because I wanted to make sure that it looks nice. And if it looks nice, I'm going to order these. I'm really not going to sell. I'm not going to put it up for sale for now. But I'm going to start when we have like these little contests. And the cup, it's really, this way, if you're carrying it, it doesn't say, whoever the blogger is. I wanted something where it was just say something about the Philippines, and which it says dreams come true in the Philippines, and then it's got a shadow of a couple. Now you guys know that is Gonzalez and I, but your friends come to your house, they're going to read dreams come true in the Philippines. That's what this whole cup is about. but it does have a little something down on the bottom that says Sam Lamb 2.0. It does show a little bit about my channel. But I didn't want that to be the focus point. I wanted the dream part for you guys that are coming to the Philippines. And what we're going to do is, when we start having these little contests or these questions, and I'm going to start giving out these cups away. They don't cost a lot of money. Probably the mailing will cost more money than sending you guys these cups. So winners will be getting these cups in the future when we start doing contests like we did before. Whatever the contest we have, or the guessing games. But hopefully you guys like it. Yeah, Don R. Gonzalez's mouth is sore. She has a problem there all the time. We're gonna get. We went to the doctor. We did some blood tests, and we got to find out, get to the bottom of this situation. You want the vlogger name to promote your channel. Yeah, I think the cup itself is really nice. I don't think it. You know what I don't like is when like someone giving you a promotional cup and it's all about that person. But I think that with our cup, you really can't tell that it's Gonzalez and I. It's just a cup of shadowy people. No, a shadow of a couple. So it could be you and your girlfriend, and it could be your dreams come true in the Philippines. So it does symbolize what you really want, but it does have a little bit of Sam Lamb down there on the bottom. It's a small marking, but it doesn't overtake what your dream is, and that's what I want this cup to represent. I want it for anybody that wants to come to the Philippines, wants their dreams to come true. So this is going to be really on our business cards when I pass them out, and also be on our cups. And I think it's kind of nice. It'd be a nice gift for people, and it's not all about us. It's about your dreams and your cup. And hopefully you guys will like it. When we do these little contests in the future, the winner will get one of those. But if you want to buy one, no, they're not for sale right now. But we will be giving them away in contests. Well, it was really funny. So while we were doing live stream, the lady that I was calling about the cup says that the cup is ready, and I remember our chair said, I think we were trying to guess Gonzalez's weight, right? And our chair was like, I said, okay, we'll have a contest and who will win, and then Archer made this comment during the middle of the contest. He goes, man, we better get a prize for this. But Archer never guessed the name, so I'm not giving him the cup. I mean, he never guessed Gonzalez's weight, so I'm not giving him a cup. But things like that, when we start talking and we have come up with some type of guessing game or something, we will be giving up those cups to you guys as a gift. See here, Jasmine, hey Rabbit, Jasmine's here, and Jasmine, Rabbit's here. Jasmine, every time Rabbit gets on here, he goes, where's Jasmine, where's Jasmine? So I'm kind of glad that you guys are here talking. Just in case you guys missed it, Gonzalez and I, and Paul, it'll be on our future video. We went up to Shintang Ridge. It's not one of the more touristy spots, and I can tell you why it's not a big touristy spot. to get up to that view, that ridge, so you can have a view of the ocean, Cebu, Cinnamon Island, Seahor, and Apple Island. You literally have to go straight up this hill, and it's kind of scary. And in fact, I made a decision after this time that I'm not going to drive my scooter up there. I'm going to go to the bottom of that ridge, and then I'm going to walk up, because it's pretty dangerous. That said, that's where we had breakfast today, and I think one of the reasons, I mean, it's a magnificent view. It really is a great view, and we'll have videos of it. But it doesn't get as much tourists, or get a lot of traction for tourists to go and watch, to see the view. It's just as, I think it's pretty dangerous to go up there if you're driving a motorcycle. And if you're walking, and if you're older, like a retired foreigner, it's a long walk. Paul went with us, and he goes, Paul said, man, if I had to make that walk up here, I would be very tired. But once again, I don't mind running up there and walking up there. I'm still in a pretty good shape. But if it wasn't that treacherous going up there, I think it would be a lot more popular. More people will be going up there. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm in the Philippines. I'll be spending more time here than I am in the U.S., which is great. And have one less worry because my house is rented. It was a huge expense every month, and thank God that expense is being covered. Yeah, Jasmine, Jane is getting better, right? Huh? Yeah, she had like 4 big sores, and 3 of them is gone. She has 1 left. Well, you have 5 big sores, and then she has 1 left. But you have one right here, right? You bit your that one. Yeah, you bit accidentally bit here. Is that getting worse, or is it getting better quicker than? Is it getting better? Okay, so she has a habit of biting her. I mean, you know, if she just stopped talking, she won't bite her cheek as much. What? You know what? I'm just. I just hope she gets better. Yeah. But Jasmine, I'm telling you guys, that aloe vera plant is a miracle natural drug or natural plant, because she's been putting that on in her mouth for about the last day and a half, almost 2 days. You know, her pain is gone down dramatically, but every hour she's got to put it back on, otherwise the pain will show up. But at least she can get through this, and the sores are healing much quicker. You know, we went to the doctors when she had a couple of sores or 1 sore. He gave her the medication, and it spread. You know, so she stopped taking the medication immediately. We did go get the blood test. We're waiting on that, trying to figure out what's going on. But that aloe vera has gotten rid of the 3 sores that's in her mouth. But there's 1 final big one on the back. Hopefully that will go away sometime today, tomorrow. And then she just accidentally bit her lip again. But that thing is not getting infected. I'm all for her getting, feeling better. I'm just not sure I want to hear her talk all the time and bullying me. Ow! Let's see here. Is she done with the dentist now? Hope. Well, Donar, I can tell you one thing about that dentist has been a mess. Oh, wait a minute, rabbit. Okay. Let's see. Walk into. Let's see here. I thought it was okay. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Let's see. Glad you're back in the Philippines. Sam Jasmine says, Jimmy John, Jose, and Lena, hope they are doing fine. Yeah, me too. I haven't heard from them they haven't jumped on here, so we'll see what's going on. Maybe they'll come back in. Walking is the best exercise. Rabbit says, I know a way better exercise. And it does not involve leaving the house. Yes, homework. Is she done with the dentist now? Okay, now we're at Don Art. We thought she was done with the dentist. One of the causes, okay, this is what started this, Gonzalez has been having, she has very sensitive mouth, I guess. There's something, that, I don't know if it's her immune system. When they pulled her teeth out last month, when I was in the U.S., Gonzalez says, you know what, I feel like there's some loose stitching that keeps poking at my cheek. So she thinks it's stitching. So I said, well, when we get back to Dumageddon, we'll have the dentist take a look at it. Basically, it wasn't loose stitching, it was teeth that was not pulled all the way out. So the dentist had to go back and pull it out. Well, and it was on both sides. So she had extra teeth that were supposed to have been removed that were still stuck in her mouth. And it was rubbing her cheek on both sides, which started this problem with the ulcers again. So she got that removed, but the ulcer has started, and that's when we went to the doctors about 4 days ago, and they recommended medication, and it spread. So, and now we're with the aloe thing, this thing that's it's helping her out. Yes, the aloe vera would be the best thing. Yeah, thank you for your prayers, Jasmine, on Gonzalez's ulcers there. Yeah, I hope you get to Davao soon there, Oliver. I may have San Antonio in the summer to visit an uncle. Oh, well, you know what? There's a high chance that Oliver may still be in Texas. Let's continue doing the aloe vera gel, which we are. I think it's in Texas on my way back. Oliver, don't worry too much for your passport. It will come to you. It all depends on how many calories you want to expend. Let's see, Oliver, Rabbit, when God destroys the earth, he will spare San Antonio. I don't know. Okay, I hope so. Hope you spare Valencia, because I'm over here in Valencia. Rabbit, I'm not that far. Donner, oh my God, big oops there. Oliver, Russ, I was in San Antonio one time in 1984, U.S. Air Force. Oh, so that's where you went to boot camp. Oh, okay. Now I know where you were in 1984. Huh? Yeah, I hope, like I said, we can only pray for your passport. We talked about this last night, Oliver. Are you already on your way to Texas now? Because I think you are only 4 or 5 hours from Miami, where you can go and go to the visas processing center and ask a direct question on why your passport is taking so long. I mean, I think we're going on almost 5 months, right, Oliver? I think you mentioned this the first time we started live streaming back in January, I think. The roaches in Texas are the size of pigs. Who's that going down? Huh? What did Jasmine wish for? Oh, well, not that far. Hmm. I didn't get that part. Oh, wow. I think I may order a couple more of them. Take it to the US, and then if we do some contest, I will ship it under, or take some to Darren and have Darren ship it. It'll be a lot cheaper. Right? I find it to do live streaming like this only you are allowed to talk. Let's see here, Gonzalez says something to me. She says, this is what Gonzalez is telling me. I find it weird to do live streaming like this. Only you are allowed to talk, and I can't defend myself when you bully me. I like that. I like that. Don't you guys like that? I get to bully her and she can't say anything. Oh, yeah. Semper Fi. Yeah, Oliver, you've been at this for a while. I really do hope you get your passport taken care of. And the thing is, just we can talk about it, but we can only feel for you. We can't do anything about it. So hopefully, prayfully, that God will take care of it soon. Yes, Oliver, everyone needs a Filipino like this. I have had patients with wires in their mouth that made more sound than Jane. Hey, guys, just be thankful. I'm very thankful that she's not talking, but I'd rather she talks on our live stream. But it's not all about live streaming. I mean, I live with her 24/7. It really is nice because she's not able to bully me. Yes. So it's been kind of nice the last couple of weeks. There's Jose right there. What's up, Jose? Who was it? We were all talking about you guys. Okay, we hope Jose, Jimmy Jong, and Lena, and who else that we hope that they're doing well. And look, Jose shows up. Sam, you can bully Jane right now. It's your chance. But wait until she is fully recovered. Now, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bully her because, I don't want payback. Oh, here we go. Hey, Rabbit. Yeah. Look at this. This is what she says. Wait till I get back to normal. I have it all on my list, including you and Rabbit. Hell yeah, Rabbit. Yeah, just wait till she gets. It's not just me that she's going to go after, it's you. She's going to go after Rabbit too, not just me. Yeah. Yeah. So you're Jose, you're there in Miami. You know what? Oliver was there in where were you? What was the city that you were about? Oh, you were in Lakeland. You could have met Oliver there, but I think Oliver's on his way back to Texas. Oliver, where are your girlfriend pics? Want to see? Hey, Ray Rabbit, Oliver has a good-looking girlfriend. She's actually a very mean-looking girlfriend too. She's got this very beautiful face, but she could tear you up. I think I had that video somewhere, don't I? Hold on a second, let me see if I can find it. No. I'm going to show you what all of her girlfriends look like, Rabbit. Hold on a second. Where's my phone? Oh. It's on that, huh? Let's see if you can pick it up on, why don't you pick it up on this phone? Here, there is right here. Because that is you, right? Alright, hold on a second, Oliver. I'm going to try to find that video. So it would be from Jose, from Oliver, right? Where's Oliver? It came in from Oliver, right? What was it on? Hey Oliver, did you send it to me on a email, or did you send it to my messenger? Your video of your girlfriend. You must have sent it to me on your... I don't have it, Oliver. Was it email that you sent it to me on? Your video of your girlfriend? Where did you send that to? Was it on the email or a messenger? I had it somewhere. Alright, I'm going to look for it real quick. Let me see if I can find it. It's a really cool video. I wish I saved it, but I don't think I saved it. Screenshot, download, $10 game. If you could send it to me again, Oliver, I'll be glad to show it, but I don't remember, and I don't have it. It was a real cool video. It was a beautiful girl. She's like a picture of her, just looking at it, real beautiful. And next thing you know, she's kicking the living daylight out of someone in a karate match or a kung fu match. Let's see here, Rabbit. Yeah, Jane will, Rabbit, you just watch out. Jane has you on her list, and me too. Let's see here. Yes, Jose Gonzalez is mute. All this is new to me, just learning how to get around here. Thank God things are good for you. What's wrong? Kung Fu and yes, Oliver, I don't have that video, so hopefully you can send it to us. Jane got a swollen gum because a dentist took off her tooth and has left a small tooth, that's why. Yeah, that's really and I believe, didn't you say there was still some more down in your teeth that needs to be taken out? Oh yeah, okay. Alright, so Jane just informed me, I think it was last night or early today, that there's still another piece up there that they did not remove, and it is poking her cheeks. So I told her to call the doctors, a dentist, to get it removed. So the dentist replied today and said, well, you need to wait until your ulcers are gone, because if I get in there, I might irritate your ulcer. So, that's what started the whole thing, was that tooth. I just wish that they would have pulled out all the excess tooth in it. I don't understand how they can pull 99% of the teeth or the tooth, and then you know, and this pulling out the rest. So she they went in there, they pulled out a bunch of, I guess, excess tooth that was missed last week. But Gonzalez says that there's still some in there that she could feel that's poking out and scratching her cheek still, and so she needs to go back there and get them to pull the rest of it out. So it's just really I don't understand how that could even happen. I mean, I just don't understand it. And just, I am very behaved. Jose is scared to see the boss silent. She looks like she has so much to say. Yes, she does. Oh boy, she's gonna just, like I said, Rabbit, you better watch out. She's gonna come after you once you say with the top. Me, I just keep getting these mean stares and some punches and kicks in the middle of the Let's see, I'll try and resend. Okay, thank you, Oliver. Send it and I will be glad to show it to everybody. Yeah, root canal not fully pulled out. Can you do sign language, Gonzalez? Yeah, she knows how to give the middle finger. That's the sign language that she always gives me. Oh! Once the source subsides, they will cut it, and that's the only way to get it done. Yeah. Yeah. Russ, how old is your girlfriend? I'm gonna guess that his girlfriend's about 31. And that's a universal sign language. Yeah, she gives that universal sign language to me all the time. No, yeah, we're not allowed to curse at our house. Yeah, I guess can't wait until they get rid of the root canal, or I don't know if it's root canal. It was just extra teeth that was hanging up there, because they had pulled the two bottom one, the wisdom and the molar, when she was younger. They pulled those. Well, the two tooth that's up here, which then normally bites the bottom, that has no place to go, so it's falling. That's over years it had fell. And now they pulled it out, and for some reason they weren't able to get all of it. Oh yeah, we love Valencia. I mean, we're doing something new almost every day, but most of the time we're doing things, but we're not doing a lot because of her pain. However, she's been in bed mostly the last week or so. Until the last couple of days, when I finally realized that aloe vera plant can help with the pain and help with healing. And you missed a story, Jose. I was reading up on Google, what I could do to help her out, because she's constantly in pain. Nothing was working, even with the medicine that the doctor gave her. So on Google it says aloe vera plant will help with canker sores. So I told her, I said, I'm going to go find some aloe vera plant, and she doesn't know anything about this. She doesn't understand. And I said, no. And she goes, well, why do you want to get some aloe vera plant? And I said, well, it says right here that it's great for, it'll help healing, and it'll help alleviate the pain. So she really, didn't have any opinion on it, because she didn't know anything about it. So I go out, and I'm on my scooter, and I'm getting ready to drive around looking for aloe vera plant. And then I looked directly in front of me. My landlord, the caretaker, she had a bunch of plants in front of her house, and I'm looking, I'm going, I wonder if there's some aloe vera plants. And I saw this aloe vera plant with some big leaves, and I kind of just ran over there really quick, and I ripped out 4 pieces, brought it up. I said, hey, put this on your gum, put this on your cheek, put this on your tongue, and see what happens. I run back downstairs. Now on my scooter, I'm getting ready to leave, and I see her coming downstairs, and she goes, and she's smiling. I said, why are you smiling? And she was pointing that the pain disappeared immediately. I mean, that's how effective aloe vera plant is. I said, well, that's great. I'm going to go find us some more plants. So I went around and I bought an aloe vera plant. Now we have one here with a bunch of leaves. So we'll have extras once the ones that I stole from downstairs runs out. But well, she was telling me also that it lasts for about an hour. Then you got to put some more on there and go in there and rub it. So every hour she has to go in there and rub aloe vera plant over her sores, and she said she's able to smile. She's able to function normal because she's not in pain because of the aloe vera plant. So when she's in pain, she's in bed. So I'm happy that she's able to, talk to you guys or at least function normally. But the second thing that aloe vera plant has done is, in the last 3 days, her sores, the ulcers, are slowly disappearing, and she only has one left, a big one, and hopefully that will go away, and then she'll be back to normal, and she can start talking again, and I don't have to do any talking. Yes, what do I mean? What do you mean that by functioning normally? Well, she functions abnormally almost every day. Oh, boy. Yes, Rabbit, come to Dumageddon and get some fresh air. Yes, there are a lot of age 20s in Dumageddon. In fact, the lady that took our food order for breakfast up in Shintang Ridge, I actually got her on video, so you guys are going to see her. She's 20 years old, and she's working there, stay in, so basically, because it's up in the mountains. You just can't come down the mountains and go down to Dumageddon or Valencia. It's up in the mountains, so she's from Bayawan. She's 20 years old. She's going to college in Bayawan, but I guess her parents, I'm assuming that her parents sent her to this place. She's a live-in, and she was the waitress and the order taker, and we have her on the video, and you guys are going to watch her in our future video. Very nice, sweet lady. And she was 20 years old, right, Gonzalo? She said she was 20, right? From what I've seen on YouTube, that area seems awesome. Yes, it really is. This is a beautiful area. A lot of, like I said, a lot of expat here. But it is, it's not like Manila and Cebu, where there's a lot of nightlife, entertainment. There's, I would say, like maybe 1/10 or not even 1/10 of the amount of nightlife that you will get in Cebu, Angeles City, Manila. There's just virtually none. So if you don't have a girlfriend or a living partner or a wife, if you're out there looking for girlfriends, the number is just not there. It's not a lot of people compared to Manila. Even though there are a lot of Filipinos here. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of young Filipinos here, but compared to major cities, there's no comparison. Let's see, aloe vera plant is a medical plant for everything, mostly for burns, sores, rashes. It can relieve pain. Yeah, it's really done great for Gonzalez. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. The doctor prescribed me some antibiotics, but the problem is when I took it for 3 days, the canker sores that was about to disappear, it was just getting worse and spread more and more. Yeah, it's anyway, she I told her, she told me, I said stop taking it, and then I will try to figure out what else we can do. We gave her some vitamin B12. It helped her with the pain. And like I said a couple of days ago, I just started researching, trying to figure out what we could do naturally. I just Googled naturally, natural medication for canker sores. I think that's what I had on Google, and aloe vera was one of the 8. So we're doing that for her, and it's really done well. Yeah, thank you, Don. Appreciate it. She is getting better. She really is. If she was not better, she would be in bed right now, because that's where she's been the last week. Yeah, I think she has some side effect from the antibiotics. She's gotten away from. I'm just, like I said, the aloe vera plant is the natural medicine that we're going with until, and she's getting better too. That's what amazes me. I've rubbed aloe vera plants on my sores, and then it's healed, but I never thought about it, working with the canker sores. In fact, I actually Google. You got to be careful on this. It says do not eat it, but it does say to rub it. You can rub it on the sores as many times as you want. So there's not a limit on how many times you want to do it. In her case, the pain seems to come back after an hour. So every hour, or after an hour, she'll rub it again until. And now it's slowly healing, which is great. Oh, she's 31. Let's see. Okay, Oliver, you send it on my email. Okay, I will check it. Let's see here. If you have allergen medicine, they have to test you first thing. Yep. Once again, Jasmine, we're in the province. It's not as available for these testings, especially with the doctors. We have to go back down. We're up in Valencia, up in the mountains, and it's about 15 minutes. It's 15 minutes downtown, but then it's about, because of traffic, it's about a 30-minute ride to get to. It's called Silman University. That's where the hospital is, and they do a great job, guys. Silman University is probably one of the more recommended medical centers if you have problems. The only problem there, they take cash. Everything has to be done with cash. Not a lot of cash, but it's. I visited that place quite a few times, and if I compare what I had to go through it with the doctors here by paying cash, they saved me thousands and thousands of dollars. Where they would diagnose it for $10. Can you imagine? A doctor would talk to you, diagnose a problem, goes, "Oh yeah, how much do I owe you, doc? 500 pesos, $10." That's it. And then what happens when you go to a doctor in the U.S., right? It's like $39.95 minimum just to walk in. And then if they see you or do anything, now it's all of a sudden about $100. And if they recommend any kind of medication or goes this and that, you're in it for about $1,000 before you bat an eye. here I had a doctor and I saw her, and it was and I had the same problem from when I was in the U.S., but I needed to get to a doctor, right? So I know how much it costs to take care of the situation that I had in the U.S. I'm talking a couple $1,000s. I walk in there, it just blew my mind. $10, go get this medicine, that medicine, and come back and see me again in 3 days. And I didn't need to go back to see her in 3 days because the problem was gone. So what she recommended for me to take, I didn't have to get shots. I didn't have to go through all these hoops to take care of the problem that I had. Where she recommended a couple of medication, next thing you know, I'm done, and I was able to. I think normally with the problem I had, I was going to wait until I got to the U.S. and take care of it, but it had gotten so bad that I needed immediate help. And she goes, "Oh, all you need is this," and that was it. And you know, I wasn't leaving for the U.S. for 3 days, but by the time I got on the plane to come to the U.S., the problem was already solved. So it cost me medication plus $10, probably less than $25. Where in the U.S. it would have cost a minimum of $400 or $500, if not a lot more. And that's the difference here. That's just how they do it, I guess. Man. Yeah, well, I'm actually going through a situation with a doctor in the U.S. right now, and I won't go into detail about it, but I hope I don't have to go back to the U.S. and take care of the problem. It's, but it does involve a lot of money, so it's just a pain in the neck for the insurance company. Let's see here. Oh, they switch out the meds. Do not have super bugs like we do here in this state. We have serious bacteria here in the U.S. Well, yeah. Rabbit is in the medical field, so he would know. Yeah, and Rabbit, you could probably vouch for this. When you're allergic to something, basically the problem is that your immune system can't fight whatever that bacteria with that problem. So I was telling Gonzalez, the only thing that we really can do for her, it seems like, is to boost up her immune system, which we're working on. Rest, eating properly, taking some natural supplements, immune supplements to help build up her, and exercise, and oh yeah, hold on a second, Rabbit. Let me look at let me get her pics. I forgot about it. Let me get my phone because it's on my phone. No, it's on my. He sent it to my email. That one, that phone doesn't have my email. Go get my other phone. Gonzalez is getting it for me right now. Oliver, did you send it to Realtor Sam or CD6252? Don't say it. I try not to give that email out. I don't even know why I mentioned it. Let me get it. I will check my email. Let's take a look here. Let's see here. Here it goes. I got it, Oliver. I got it, buddy. Alright, I'm going to download it. It's downloading. The internet's very slow, so once I download it, I'm going to save it, and then I will show it to everybody. So, Rabbit, we got the video of Ollie's girlfriend. What was that? Yes, Gonzalez is allergic to a lot of stuff, but she's also allergic to certain fruits too. I'm not sure how to post it. I don't think we're gonna post it here, but I can. You don't want to do that? Yeah, you want to post her. Are you saying that we're gonna post it on a short video? Because I think it's a really cool video. You got a picture of this young girl sitting there, and next things you do, she's like kickboxing and killing people. Not killing people, but she could. It's downloading, Oliver. So once it's downloaded, I'll show it to everybody. Okay, Oliver. Okay, I will send it to Gonzalez and upload it on my short video. Gonzalez in charge of the short video and the live streaming. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, the 444. I got it. Okay. Yeah, Jasmine. Gonzalez is allergic to certain fruits. Well, you know what, Gonzalez? You're allergic to this fruit, but you're still with me. If you have allergy with a certain med, they give you lots of steroids or alleviate the inflammation, then switch out the med to something equivalent. It is mostly the preservative or ingredients. Yeah, I agree with you, right? Yeah, preservatives and the ingredients, that a lot of times that's where the big problem is. Yes, Jasmine, yeah, it's great to have a good. You know, I have a pretty strong immune system, but there's certain things that will weaken it, and I didn't want to go into it, but that was a problem that I had with the doctor in the U.S. that charged me a lot of money to take care of. Where when I was here in the Philippines, I went to Silliman University. I told her about my problem. She said, take this medication, and then it disappeared, and it cost me, like I said, $10 for the visit, and I think it was like $10 for the medication. Then it blew my mind how much I had to pay to take care of something that when I'm in the U.S., I had to go to an emergency room to take care of this problem. But yet in the Philippines, I didn't have to do that. It blew my mind. It's just the amount of money and the time that I have to take care of an allergic reaction just blew my mind what they could do here. We're about 1/3 of the way in before the video comes out. And we're lucky to be able to live stream to you guys, because the internet is very slow here today for some reason. I think it has a lot to do with that rain and the clouds. Well, you're not allowed to have oranges. I think you're banana, oranges. I read there a couple of them that you're not allowed to have. Just acidic type of anything with a high acid content. For right now that I read, but you have so many things that just set her immune system off. Yeah, I know it's 25 seconds. Look, it's not even halfway downloaded because the internet is very slow. Maybe because we got all these gadgets. You know how it is, right? When you have a Wi-Fi, if you have a lot of gadgets, it slows down. And it's a communal Wi-Fi split amongst, I think, let's see here, 6, split among 11 apartments. So, and we got about 4 or 5 gadgets. So you're talking about 50 gadgets that's probably on right now. Yeah. I didn't see Yeah, well, in the U.S. they just charge big money for no reason, just because. Once again, why do they charge you a lot of money in the U.S. for medication and certain things in the U.S.? The answer is because they can. uh, in the Philippines, they can't because most people can't afford it. But in the U.S., we all have insurance. We make a lot more money, and the doctors realize that, so they just charge us whatever they want. Why? If you don't pay, you go to the next doctor, they charge the same thing, so you might as well pay and get it taken care of. Then some moringa leaves. Yes, moringa leaves. Yeah, I remember that thing's supposed to help you. Yeah, I know. You're allergic to a lot of foods. All right, let's go back here and see how if it's done. Wait, it should be down, right? Let me see if it's here. Maybe the last one here? No, it's still downloading. Almost there. 25-second video. It takes 2.5 hours. Yeah, that's gonna tell you. I think we talked about this before. Um, the internet here, it says 100 megabyte per second. That's what the advertisement for the LTE here. If it was 100 megabytes per second, we should have been able to download 25 seconds in about 2 seconds flat. And we're probably 5 minutes in on this thing. So, this is what I'm telling you about the internet here. They advertise LTE, high-speed internet, 100 megabytes per second. Is it true? Yeah. So, what do people do to get around, especially YouTubers, right? There's a lot of YouTubers here that download a lot of videos up and down. You see videos about a lot of your bigger, there are some people here that I know of that's got over 100,000 followers, 25,000 followers, 50,000, and they have. There you go, Jose. They use Starlinks. They have, at their apartments or at their house, they have Starlinks and they have it hooked up. I've thought about doing that, which I may. What I'm worried about is if I put it up on this apartment, I'm just worried that someone's going to mess with it. But I don't. I talked to the owner, and the owner says, nobody's going to mess with it. So I may end up getting Starlink here, and it will work. It will work properly, and it will be fast because you're the only one using it. But once again, that's 100 megabits per second. A small trike, it doesn't cost that much to, have a trike guy drive you around. But you can rent a scooter. The scooter costs, on a Honda 125, Honda Click 125, it'll cost you about 400 pesos a day, which is about $8 a day. Now, if you get one of those ADVs or MMAX, I have an ADV, it will cost you about 1,000 pesos a day, almost over double. You can get them down to about 750 if you rent it by the week. So that will kind of, so the 700 pesos will be about $15 a day if you rent it by the week instead of by the day, which will be about $20 a day. Oh, it just moved a little bit. We're getting close. We're getting close. Yeah, scooters, Honda ADV, they will, and it's a 160 cc. It'll run you about 163,000, basically $2,700, somewhere around there, to get a brand new Honda ADV. Now, if you get one of these Honda Clicks, especially the 125 cc, because I was looking for one to purchase for Gonzalo so she could drive around, a small one when she's not riding with me. It's the 125 cc, and I think it runs at 81,000, so that would be 1,500 pesos. So 2,700 for the 160 cc, the big one, the one that I drive, or the smaller one, for if you purchase it, about 1,500, and where mine is almost double. Yes, get that Starlink, Oliver. Yeah, Rabbit, I know a little bit about Rabbit. Him and I talk a little bit. His family's up in Angeles or Pampanga area, Tarlac, I think. And that's why when we were in Angeles, Rabbit was able to give a lot of information about Pampanga area, because that's his old hangout. Oliver was probably hanging out in Pampanga when I was hanging out when I first moved here. Yeah, what do you grow on that farm? Okay, let me check on that video here. What do you think about that, girl? Right? Here, you didn't see the beginning. So the beginning of the video is this shy girl sitting there looking very pretty, okay? Here we go, Rabbit. We're going to do it again. That's Oliver's girlfriend. And she's scared. She got a gun, smiling faces, a dancer, a martial artist, carrying a gun, beating up on people. It's got that long knife. Yeah. I'm gonna show it again, okay, Jose? You guys ready? Here we go, alright? I'm gonna push it. Oh. Oh, I gotta push the arrow. Sorry about that. Oh, jeez. Look at that smile with that long knife. Ah, boy. Oh, it's repeating. There we go. Hey, I don't mind. I hope you don't mind. This time I saved it, so this way you don't have to send it. I saved it this time. So if we want to show it to someone next time, in fact, we're going to post your video on my YouTube short, if you don't mind. If she doesn't mind. Yes, that's his girlfriend. Jeez. Oh, gun-toting, NMA, Kung Fu, Samurai, Navy SEAL. Alright, guys. You asked for a rabbit, you got it. Oliver, don't mess with her. Yeah, I don't know how you're able to explain it. Does she really believe that you have a problem with your visa? Because it's been going about 4 months. I know she's probably going, if he ever shows up, I am going to kill him. Oh, is there a volume here? Let me turn on the volume here. Sorry. Let's see here. Let me see. All right, here we go. There is a volume here. Okay. Alright. Well, you just got me copyrighted, Oliver, but I don't mind. Now, once that video goes copyright, because they probably won't, they may not catch it with that, and it may never be copyrighted, but, and I don't know who that artist, I don't even know if it's a real artist, but it sounded pretty good, but let's just say they copyrighted. What YouTube will ask me to do is to change the music background. They will mute that part, so when you watch the video in the future, and it's muted, that means they copyrighted that video, that small portion of that music. And I have two choices, either delete that or go and replace it with another song that's not copyrighted. So I just thought I'd give you a heads up on that. If I get it copyrighted, I'm going to go in there and switch the music, and it won't be that song, but that's when YouTube tells me to. Yeah, and I don't know when that will be. They may never catch it, but if they do, they'll tell me, and then I will go and change it. to her proper head. Hey, Oliver, I'm just, you didn't, I know I asked a question. Um, I know you've been in contact with her. How is she dealing with you not being able to come over there when you were supposed to have been there almost 4 months ago, and you had this passport issue? What is she saying to you? We hope she does not have an anger issue. Hopefully she can take care of all that anger issues in her karate, samurai, swimming, dragon boat racing, shooting guns. You know, that's how a lot of people will get rid of their anger. But once again, is she upset with you right now? Is she upset with you not coming there? And if she is, maybe you shouldn't go to the, you should come to the Philippines, but maybe you should not go and see her if she's already pissed off at you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, yeah, it's, you know, for someone to hear about your passport problem, you know, if they're not in this, the world of blogging, in the world of traveling, and all the issues that we have to deal with traveling back and forth from the Philippines, it may get old. But for those of us that have done it a lot, it's not old because people are dealing with these issues all the time. I hear it from other people, not as bad as yours, Oliver, but I've heard a lot of people having a problem with visa problems, passport problems, and you know, by the grace of God, I've never had to deal with it. I have been, mine's been pretty smooth running, but I've heard a lot of people where they have problems with their passport and visa. So it's good to let people know that there are these problems, and you know, I don't mind talking about it because hopefully someone will know the answer and they can help you out with it. You know, my only recommendation is go straight to the passport bureau and find out what in the world is going on. If you're not able to do it, not willing to do it, then you gotta keep on waiting, and you're at the mercy of the U.S. government to get your passport. Yes, because I went over there when one of the first things, I've never shoot guns before, but I wanted to try, and you know, hearing that, oh, everything's so inexpensive, you know, maybe I could learn how to shoot a gun. And there was a security guard that had invited me to go shoot guns, and I think he was telling me that the bullets were like 25 pesos a bullet. I mean, that's 50 cents a bullet. So you shoot 10 of those, that's what, $5. You know, the fun disappears pretty quick. I mean, only shooting 10 times, let's say if you shoot 100 times, that's $50. So it's, yes, Rabbit, you're correct. Shooting guns as a hobby is very expensive. So I didn't pick up on, I didn't even think about that, but when you mentioned that, yeah, it is very expensive just to even be able to shoot that gun, unless they have money. I don't know how they could afford it. Oh, really? Do you really do shoot high power competition? Do you now? what kind of, do you own these guns, or are you using whatever they, I'm assuming that you own these guns then. Well, in the U.S., if you collect the thousands of rounds, that's good. But in the Philippines, once again, it's very expensive. And Oliver, I would not recommend you bringing those rounds to the Philippines. They may put you in jail for it. They don't like people bringing weapons or bullets to the Philippines. Yeah, well, I'm a Republican too, but I never saw a need for it. I just never had. But I grew up with guns. My dad, he owned like 3 or 4 shotgun pistols, and so we've had guns at my parents' house for years while I was growing up. It was always locked up. Yeah, we've had guns. My dad had a lot of guns. Yeah. That reminded me of one time. My dad was so upset with my sister. She was about 16, and I was 21 or 22. I came home to visit, and my daughter had pissed off my dad so bad. My dad, he goes, "I'm going upstairs. I'm getting my guns. I'm going to shoot this." He was ready to kill my sister. That's what he was doing. He went upstairs. He was so frustrated, and he was like opening up the gun cabinet. He was trying to open it. Next thing you know, he passed out. That's how, I don't know what happened. He passed out. He literally passed out trying to grab the gun from the cabinet to go and shoot my sister. Thank God it never happened. But that's a scene that I'll live with for the rest of my life. I said, this man is going to kill my sister right now. And I'm following him, and I'm saying, "Dad, don't do it, don't do it." And he's like, looking at his keys, and he was just, he was shaking, and he was just passed out. Boom! He just went, he blanked out, and then I don't know what happened. Just one of the weirdest stuff that ever happened. When he woke up, he didn't have that same intensity, but he didn't go and grab the gun, and I don't know what would have happened if he didn't pass out. Oh my gosh! Oh wow, AR-15. Man, Rabbit, anyway, I don't have any of those. I don't carry them. Jasmine, I am surprised that you have a 22 and a 38. Oh boy. You know what? You know what I like about you guys? I'm hanging around with a bunch of guys that knows how to shoot and have weapons, so I'm gonna feel comfortable when I'm hanging out with you guys. Oh, really? She got her sword from Taiwan, huh? That's pretty cool. Now, does she get it from a Sifu, which is the headmaster of I think it's Kimbo. I took Kimbo when I was 16, and my Sifu, that's what I called him, and then we were training in Kimbo. So it was that sword from her Sifu, and I think you mentioned that she took Kimbo, right? Russ, I can build you the upper, the lower. You have to get yourself, as that is regulated by Democrats. Yeah, Democrats will regulate anything, so and not just guns. They seem to want to control us. Yeah, once again, I'm pretty surprised that Jasmine. Oh wow. That's pretty cool that your dad would, gave you those guns. I don't even know. You know what? All those guns my dad had, I don't know what happened to them. When he passed away, my mom lived in the house and she had it somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. My mom may have it stored or something. Oh, she is a Sifu. Oh, so she's a black belt? Ah, so I would be taking lessons from her if I was, so she is a Sifu, okay. Uh, Basically, Sifu is the master instructor in Kimbo. Wow. So she might have gotten that knife or that sword as a gift or maybe a reward, a competition or something. Jasmine, you're always surprising me with the talent and the information that you have. That's amazing. Jasmine, are you a Republican too? Maybe that's why we get along so well. You talk with common sense. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's yeah, a sword like that is probably. I'm not gonna. Definitely, I don't think it's a souvenir or anything. It's a real sword. She might have bought it from someone of that's in that same profession, or it was a gift that was given to her, or she might have won it as a trophy or something. Wait, do you still have your dad's Japanese samurai, Jasmine? Yeah, I'm like I said, I think it's probably gifted and it's a nice, high price knife there. Jasmine wants to be a sniper. Oh, Jasmine, never fail to surprise me. Oh, you gave it to your uncle. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's why I definitely do want to get myself in a situation where I'm going to jail because I'm carrying some type of a firearm or some type of weapon that I'm not following the regulations. That's you know, I've always found that the people in the Philippines have been very peaceful, or at least the ones that I know. I feel very safe here, so just thought I'd let you know about that. Now, I do not feel safe going down to all the way down to General Santos. Gonzalez knows how I feel about that. That Cotabato area up north, and then also all that area that, in Zamboanga. And I don't know if it's the news that's caused me not want to go there, but you read about all the stuff, that crazy stuff that's going on down there. It just makes you not want to visit. the furthest I've ever been down is Davao, and I was actually there a lot. Over a year period, I was probably there over a year. I had a girlfriend there until you guys might remember this, there was a kidnapping over in Samoa Island. I believe there was a Australian and a Canadian and a Filipina that was kidnapped off of, they were on their yacht or something, and the Abu Sayyaf came in and kidnapped them, and if you read the article, those guys didn't make it back. Well, they made it back headless. If you remember that situation. Well, when that happened, I stopped going to Davao because Samoa Islands is just right, it's like a 10-minute boat ride from Davao on Samoa Island. I believe they kidnapped him on the back side of that little island there. So it kind of scared me a little bit, and I just kept my distance from, I never went back down to Davao. I think the further south that I went to would be maybe, Dumaguete. Yeah, Dumaguete is probably the southern point, because I spent a lot of time in Cagayan de Oro. I spent time in Leyte, but those islands are further north than Dumaguete. So the furthest south point, other than Davao, would be Dumaguete. A southern point, the furthest southern point in the Philippines for me is now Dumaguete. I haven't gone any further south. Although Gonzalez lives in Cotabato, not Cotabato, General Santos, she wants me to visit her family, and I probably would have gone down there sooner, and I haven't been there, but I probably would have gone there sooner, but I just don't have a comfortable feeling about going down there. I think you guys heard the story. I mentioned one time, I'm just worried about being kidnapped, and Gonzalez says, I'm not worried about you being kidnapped, I'm worried about my kid being kidnapped, because her son actually is half, I'm not sure, Swedish. He looks every bit of a Caucasian kid, a lot more than I look. I look more Filipino than anything else. So Gonzalez wasn't worried about me being kidnapped. She was worried about her son being kidnapped. Oh, okay, Don. See, I'm not making it up. Now you guys know that I'm not making it up. Yeah, that was a tough time. They wanted money, and the government would not issue. They gave them a deadline, and the next thing you know, those people are dead. I believe they killed one of them, cut his head off or something, and then that country said no, and I think the second country was Canada, I think, and then they gave him a deadline, and they didn't come through with the money. He was gone. I think they let the Filipina go, right? I believe the Filipina that they kidnapped was eventually released, I think. I graduated high school in the Philippines. Let's see here. Let me back up at the front. Wow, you guys have been making a lot more comments. Okay, yeah, Jasmine says she wants to be a sniper, and she gave that samurai sword to her uncle. And Philippines has very strict rules about guns, owning guns. Jose goes, are you planning on taking out, Jasmine? Jasmine, let's see, from Rabbit, my younger brother was second recon, and I taught him to shoot when he was young. Wow. Yeah, I think you mentioned that before, Rabbit. See, I'm stressing about my bang bang. Don't know what to do with them. Yeah, I mean, maybe you should put them in storage or something. You never know when you're going to need them again. Let's see, Jasmine. I have been in Zamboanga to the place of red zone. Now, when you said red zone, Jasmine, what does red zone mean? See, Oliver, just leave them with a relative in the States. I was in high school when I started our COCC and CAT training. I'm not sure what a COCC and CAT training is, Jasmine, so maybe you want to share that with us. I graduated high school in the Philippines. I know all about the CAT training. Okay. Oliver, your guns can be sold or can be returned. There you go. Smart move. Jasmine, great idea. Rabbit, where do you live? Rabbit lives up in Virginia somewhere. I remember that kidnapping. Let's see here. I am in the blue state of Virginia. Yeah, that Virginia's having a, yeah, maybe we could turn that into a red state. Oliver, I'm sorry. I'll never sell my gun. I'm a retired Marine and doomsday prepper. Oh, okay. Hey, Oliver, I think I mentioned the story of the doomsday prepper. I was, right after my divorce 18 years ago, I was sitting in Hooters watching the MMA fighter. The guy sitting next to me was telling me all about the MMA fighter. Then he goes, so, and he's talking to me, and I don't know the guy. He goes, what's your plan B? I said, well, what's a plan B? He goes, you know, when all hell breaks loose, what are you going to do? I said, well, I haven't done anything. That was before I came to the Philippines. And then I think within a couple of months after that, I came to the Philippines. That plan B from that doomsday prepper, because that's what he called himself, stuck in my head. I said, okay, Philippines is going to be my plan B if all, when he said how he would go, when shit hits the fan, that's what he said. And what are you going to do? Where are you going to go until everything cools down? And I said, well, I have no plans. And then he started telling me about what he had in Colorado and all, what he had, you know, build underground and all that stuff. I was like, you know what? I don't know. Next thing you know, I'm coming to the Philippines, and so with that mindset, or with his comment, I started thinking about, okay, if everything goes bad in the U.S., where do I go? And I figure I could run to the Philippines until all the crap that's in the U.S. slows down or disappears. That's kind of like my plan B, Philippines. Let's see here, red zones, MPAs. Oh yeah, by the way, Jasmine, or for you guys, here in Dumaguete, as you go up Negros Oriental on the west side, going towards Bayer 1, going towards Hinaban, where my ex lives, there's a lot of MPAs there, so there's a little bit of auction up there, but they don't normally come there. We're about 4 or 5 hours from them. I've never seen them, but I've heard that there are some up there. So, me too, a prepper. I keep ready always. You never know. Jasmine, I know the MPA. I hunted them. Woo. Oh, yeah, Oliver, because you're being in the military. Wow, we're having some pretty cool conversations here. These are some of the stuff that I did not know about you guys. Jasmine being a gun toter. Oliver hunted MPAs back in the days. Rabbit, a recon guy. Yeah, that's pretty cool finding out about you guys. Sam, the CAT, Citizen Army, okay, required by the Philippine government to train high school students in preparation for war, kind of like ROTC. Oh, okay, now I get it. I have seen some of them, Oliver, and they are all professional. Yeah. They're probably in the mountains, Sam. So was I, Jasmine. You know, my ex, and it was on my. I talked about it with her on my last channel. Her dad, and they were way up in the mountains, and I even made videos of us in the mountain. But the house that they lived in, the MPAs would come down, and this when my ex was like 5 or 6, so now we're talking about almost over 30 years ago. She said that the MPA would come down, and they knew her father. They would go, "Is so and so, is your dad home?" And what they were instructed to do, her mom and the kids, were to feed them whatever they want and then let them go. So they would come in the house, they would feed them because they were farmers, right? They had chicken, pigs, ducks, they had all kinds of stuff. And they knew this man had food. And I said, "Well, what would have happened if you guys didn't feed them?" They goes, "Well, our dad would not be able to, would disappear." So they treated the MPA as if they were family. They did everything they could for them when they came through, because they were way up in the mountains. So that was just a side story that my ex shared with me back when I was with her, which was pretty wild. Let's see here. Rabbit, my uncle was an army colonel in the Philippines. He hunted MPAs too in Jolo Solo back in the days. I was a reserve officer and exempt at ROTC College. Man, that's incredible, guys. Great story, great stuff here. Rabbit, Marcos nearly killed all the MPA in his days, but Aquino brought them back to life with their. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. I was wondering, how that happened. Yeah. Now I gotta believe back, in the 70s, they were rampant. They were all over the place, and the government still had to deal with it today. It's good to hear about your stories, guys. I'm a big history buff fan. I'm just a great big a great big fan of history about different countries. I know a lot about your country based on what I've read, and now I'm learning a lot more about the MPAs and you and your family's background, which is kind of cool. It really is. Your stories, I would end up sharing it with other people, but without your names, of course. But I will share your stories. I really do enjoy reading about you guys. Hey Gonzalez, are you in bed or are you taking a bath? Yeah, I'm a big history nut. I probably know more. Oh, you're washing clothes? Gonzalez is in the, I guess you call it the dirty kitchen area of our apartment. And I think you're washing clothes? She's washing my clothes. Which, hey, once again, I'm not making her wash my clothes. I don't make her cook for me. I don't make her clean for me. We went through this on one of our live streams. I don't make her do anything. I told her, if you ever want to do something, you call someone, which she can. She has her number, and they will come and do it. Yeah. Yeah, she's out there washing my clothes. Oh, boy. She's back. Did you know that Jasmine has a couple of guns? I mean, they all have guns. Rabbit has guns. Oliver has guns. Jasmine has guns. They know more about guns than I know about. Well, I know nothing about guns anyway. So it's kind of cool to know that the. It's kind of cool to know that when I'm with you guys ever in the Philippines, that I'll be protected. Gonzalez says she has a. Okay. Okay, Rabbit. Let's see here. Marco's back in office. Okay, the younger Marcos are back in office. Hey, well, hey, Rabbit. Don't you think that this Marcos is doing a lot better job than the older Marcos? I mean, he's getting very tight with the U.S. government. He's getting all these military equipment that are going to be sold to, I mean, you know, and I think that some of you guys probably know, back in the olden days, the U.S. government would give the Filipinos these old equipment, you know, cheap equipment, some of the stuff that's from World War II, but now they're getting new and modern ships, planes, helicopters, or whatever they're getting. Don't you think Marcos is doing a lot better for this country when it comes to preparing the Army or the Navy or the military for any future involvement? I think he's doing a better job, right? Yeah, okay, well, at least Oliver agrees with me. Let's see here, Rabbit Farm Oliver, let's see here, Marcos deployed about 80% of the Philippine Armed Forces in South in his day. The MPAs were defeated, but when the Aquinos came to power, they new lot the MPA, and now they are SMH. I applied in military at Fort Bonifacio to have a full training. I did enter to be a military. I passed the exam, but my dad intercepted. Yeah, our parents do a lot of crazy things when you're younger. My mom messed me up she didn't mess me up, but I was in line to go to the Air Force Academy, and next thing you know, I went to a different college. And I don't blame my mom for that. I think we talked about this. I was, I had the letter from I don't know if it was the governor of South Dakota or the senator. My grades were good. I was ready to roll, and instead of accepting that scholarship and going to the Air Force Academy, I accepted a normal scholarship to go to a different school that was close to where we lived, because my dad had just, came back from Vietnam twice, and she didn't want me to go into the military, and she just didn't want me to be involved with what happened in Vietnam. See, this Marco is better, which I believe he's done. I don't know, I have not followed the politics of the Philippine government, but just based on what I watch on the U.S. news, that you guys are, the Filipinos, their country, the Philippines, is being more, their military is being modernized, and that's due to the relationship between the U.S. government and the Philippine government, which Marco's had a lot to do with right now. Let's see, Bonbon study in business. Yeah, and I think, didn't Bonbon study in the U.S. also? Did he study in the U.S.? I think he did, right? Okay, so he served in the military in the Philippine Armed Forces. Yeah, I think that you guys, I think the Philippine government is on the right track when it comes to, I'm not saying taking advantage of what American military might can offer, it's got to go both ways. Philippine government needs to accept this, and then the U.S. government needs to want to help the Philippine government. So it's a two-way street. I think at one point the Philippine government did not want to have anything to do with the U.S. government, and then at one point the U.S. government, saw the Philippine. I think, and I've heard this term, that saw the Philippine as a stepchild, as in when we needed something like the Vietnam War or anything else, we were willing to support the Philippines because we had a need, for some of the military bases. And then when we didn't need the Philippines for strategic areas, then we didn't help you guys as much. But I think this time around, the Philippine government needs us to fight off the Chinese, taking some of your land and everything. And then the U.S. government needs the Philippines because we have interest in this southeast area with Philippines, Taiwan as a strategic position to fight off the Chinese. So in a sense, we're both, for some reason, we need the Philippines and the Philippines need the U.S. government, and that's why we were meshing pretty good politically and militarily. That's just my opinion. Let's see here. And right now, all of the extended infrastructure are from his late father and the vision of his father. Yes, Rabbit, that's true. America loves it. Yeah, military-wise, I think America does love the Philippines. Since I'm not in the military, I do appreciate. I really do love the Philippines. There's no other place that let's just say, if I didn't live in the Philippines, I would live in the U.S. I would not pick my home country of Taiwan, which I'm from. And not because I don't like Taiwan, because I don't speak Chinese and it's a lot more expensive there. Philippines, they speak English and it's less expensive. Military-wise, Taiwan is very tight with the U.S. government. Military-wise, Philippines is very tight with the U.S. government. So, like I said, I'd rather, there's no other place that I would live outside the U.S. than the Philippines. And that's why I'm here. It's inexpensive, the people are great. We pretty much have the same system when it comes to governance, even though, I could say, oh, Philippines is corrupt, but you know what, U.S. is corrupt too, right? So they're all corrupt in certain ways, and just how, which way you look at it. And that, people go, yeah, Philippines is so corrupt, that's why, we're poor, we're broke. Well, U.S. is very corrupt, even though we're a wealthy country. They just steal a lot more in the U.S. than they do from the Philippines. So I think the word corrupt to describe the two countries as being different is wrong, because we're about the same. We have the same type of a system. It's just, and why, I don't know. I want to stay out of that, where I kind of know, but I just think it's unfair with the wages that they pay the Filipinos. It's unfair. But on the other hand, because the wages are very low, everything is inexpensive, and for me, I can live very comfortably here versus living in the U.S. See, we still have the alliance between U.S. and the Philippines. Yeah, I love that alliance, and also it's gotten stronger. Yep, the CN law still exists. Yep. The Philippines is a small thorn on the side of the USA. I'm really surprised that they want us. After Duterte, we almost got dropped on. Well, Duterte was, he hated the U.S. government for some of the personal thing I thought that I've read that the U.S. Government did to him. One of the stories that I've heard that pissed him off about the U.S. government, he had a girlfriend, I think, in New York that he wanted to go and see. And this is a story. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. This is just a story that I heard that, and that they denied his visa to visit the U.S. and he never forgave the U.S. government for that. You guys can correct me or if I'm right or wrong or not. That was a story, one of the stories that I've heard why he did not like the U.S. And plus, he didn't like Obama. You remember when Duterte was getting rid of all those drug lords and people on drugs, and some innocent people was being killed, and Obama was saying, hey, stop killing the innocent people. And then you remember what he said to Obama, right? I'm not going to say what he told him, but he kind of told him off. What was it called? I think it's, the collateral damage that he was, Duterte was causing when they were hunting the bad guy. And then he kind of told Obama, don't tell me about collateral damage when you guys are dropping bombs in different parts of the world trying to hit your target, but the collateral damage that you did to the innocent people are 100 times worse than what I did. Which to me, it made a little sense. I mean, it made a little sense. We in the U.S., we'll drop a bomb on some area, we try to minimize the death of innocent people, but you do know that the bomb do spread, and a lot of innocent people are killed, even though we hit our target. But we would like to say that we minimized it, but the collateral damage, I gotta believe there are some. I don't know the amount, but I gotta believe there are some. Let's see, Rabbit, I have a skin lotion for you in that blue state. Oh boy. Well, Rabbit, that's the way it is. I have undergrad classes in international politics. Man, you're just full of a whole bunch of stuff, man. That's pretty cool. I think Rabbit got sidetracked. That's why, Jasmine. He was sidetracked. But Rabbit is still have a pretty great. He's got a great profession where he's in the health industry, and he's helping people, from another perspective. Instead of politically, he's helping people through the health industry. So that's the first thing that I remember when Rabbit told me what he did. I don't like talking about my political preferences, but I think you guys know which political party that I lean towards to the right. Anyway, so I think that's why we get along here when we talk. I gotta believe, Jimmy Jung leans to the right also. Yeah, you go, Oliver. At our age, that's all we can do is to drink beer and cure the world. Yeah. Yeah, that is the rabbit. That is the toughest part. Yeah, that once again, you know, like I just mentioned it. I don't agree with the amount of money that people are making here, but because of that, I'm able to live here a lot more comfortable than I did in the U.S. So, I mean, once again, I don't agree with it. I complain about it, but because of it, I'm able to live here much cheaply. So, I can't really complain that much. And I have public administration course that I have done for 1 year, but not finished as well. Hey, Rabbit, I want to tell you something about that flipping burgers. I actually flip burgers. I was in high school. I think it was my junior year in Morrow, Georgia, and I had just moved there from South Dakota. My dad was in the Air Force, and he retired in Atlanta, Georgia, and I needed a part-time job while I was going to college, and there was a brand new McDonald's that was opening up right down the street from our house, and I decided to go and apply for a job there. I didn't get you don't start off working at McDonald's flipping hamburgers, right? You know that you start off in the freezer. I would come in there early in the morning when that truck would show up with all the French fries, hamburgers, all the meats, everything. It'll be a huge giant truck, and I'm back there. Either I'm taking it off the truck and handing it to the guy that's in the freezer that's loading it up, or I'm in the freezer loading it up while the guy brings me the hamburger. Oh boy, it would take me like the whole morning. I would get there about 6 o'clock. That was my first job there in Georgia. And then I graduated to French fries. The guy that cooked the French fries, because the McDonald's, it moves quick. I mean, it was like, about the time lunchtime comes, I mean, you're talking about thousands of people, and you gotta move quick. And I think I started off at $2 an hour. That's how much I made, $2 an hour. And then when I became a cook, not a cook, but the French fry guy, I think I made $2.05 or something. Got a raise on that. And then they say, hey, I want you to start training on flipping burgers. So I started flipping the hamburgers. And they gave me a raise to like $2.15. You got to remember, I'm going to college at the same time while I'm working at McDonald's. So it was, whenever I had time, I would go work, and then I would study and go back and forth. And somebody, the scholarship that I received was the Lions Club scholarship to go to the local college there. And word got around that, I was working my butt off, serving hamburgers. I really couldn't, I don't know how they found out, but, I was trying to make money. I was trying to, this scholarship with the school was paid for. But, I still wanted money, and they was like, you know what, why don't you work at a card shop that they own, and then you can study in the back. Even though I was being paid, this is how nice these guys were. They said, hey, you can study, and you can work in the back, and you can study in the back of this room. There's a card shop in the front, and the manager will not bother you, but if they's overrun with a lot of customers, they would call me, and then I would go out there and help them. So I was being paid a full-time job while studying at the back of this card shop, because it was run by, I think, the president of the Lions Club. It was really weird. I was kind of look out for me. Well, I was before I went to work, I told my boss at McDonald's, I said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go and I got a new job, and I was getting paid like almost like $3 an hour to sit on my butt to study at this card shop where I was making $2.15 flipping hamburgers. So I told my boss, I said, hey, I'm gonna give you a 30-day notice. I'm gonna go and work at this card shop while I'm going to college. And he goes, you know what, Sam? I gave you a raise yesterday. I said, you did? You gave me a raise? Now I was making $2.15 flipping. He goes, yeah, you didn't see it? You're making $2.30 now. $2.30. And then then my choice was flipping burgers for $2.30 or work at a card shop making $3, but really not working, but just studying in the back room every day after class. And the only time that I would go out to the card shop to work there is if the manager needs someone to come out and help, which was, I'm telling you, I did that for like a year or so, and it was really the coolest job in the world. I would show up, everybody's working, I would go straight to the back of the store and start studying. That was my job. And then they would call me if they need me, and then after it was, when they would, the busy crowd left, then I would go back and study. That was pretty, well, I'm glad you guys wanted to know that. Let's see here. I don't know why I got on this long comment about flipping burgers. Anyway, Rabbit, you have international politics. I have public administration course. Have done for 1 year semester that I not finished as well. Although I do not mind flipping burgers. Let's see here, Jasmine. See, we can all get along nicely. Yes, of course. Well, you changed a lot of oil, so you worked at a gas station there, Rabbit? Even Trump worked at McDonald's. Yes, he did, didn't he? Jasmine, all of you flipping burgers, and I did flipping pancakes. Rabbit, 1981, the minimum wage was $1.25. Yeah, maybe I got my story wrong. Maybe it was no, I think it was $2.05. I'm pretty sure that I was being paid $2.05 flipping burgers, and that was 1977. The year before, 1976. Yeah, it's right when I graduated from high school. So it'll be 77. So yeah, it was 1977, $2.05. You guys, when we meet, I have lots of stories. After you hear them, you'll think hard how I can ever enter heaven. We'll share that story when we meet the Rabbit. Let's see, Oliver. Before I joined the Marine, $2 an hour. I mean, yeah, $2. I take light of it, like with that comment, $2 an hour. Yeah, that $2 an hour was a lot of money back in '77. It was a lot of money, and when when the guy told me he was the president of the Lions Club, I believe he told me to Sam, I want you to go to this mall, and it was owned by them. And it was explained to me, we don't want you to be, working your butt off. I guess they knew how hard it is to work at McDonald's. 5 in the morning, stacking French fries until you're freezing in there. And I don't know how the word got back to him, but when he said $3 an hour and I'm making $2.15, I jump on that immediately. And when I told my boss at McDonald's, and he goes, I gave you $2.30 raise, and if I hadn't gotten a job at $3 an hour to study in the back of the storage room of a business card shop, even though I'm an employee there, which was it was like, it was heaven, right? I mean, it's a big upgrade at $3. If I hadn't received that, when he told me $2.30, I probably would have went thank you so much for this 15-cent raise. I'll stay here at McDonald's for the rest of my life. Yeah, but luckily I got that other job first before my boss said I got a 15-cent raise. Let's see here. You guys, when we meet, I have lots. Okay. You made $2 an hour, and I was thankful. What was it like to graduate from Moses Captain Band? Now you know when I graduated. Now you know a little bit more. Now you kind of know how old I am. Yeah. I was telling someone I should start withdrawing my Social Security. He goes, what, how old are you? You're like, what, 50? I said, no, I'm past that. I actually get full return if I want to withdraw my Social Security and then not have to worry about the tax thing. But, I'm still not withdrawing it. I don't know. Maybe in another couple of years when I really need the money, then I'll start withdrawing the money, the Social Security part. But it's been for me, it's been an amazing journey. You guys sing Gonzalez. I'm so thankful that I have her, a beautiful woman. Every day I'm blessed to have her. And I'm blessed to be able to live in a country that accepted me, that I love the people, the country. Once again, there's no other country that I would rather be than in the U.S. I do love the U.S. I'm so thankful that my dad adopted me when I was at 5 or 6 and brought me to the U.S. and my life changed. My whole life has been a blessing. Although you can't tell with all the ups and downs with my divorces and girlfriends on my YouTube channel. You'll think, man, this guy's been beat up by women up and down his whole life. But, I tell those stories because, I'm able to look back at it and look at it from a humorous side. Going through it, it was tough, but I am so blessed. I have no complaints. I've told my kids, my friends, everybody that I come in contact with, the day that I die, do not cry for me. Celebrate my life. Celebrate how lucky and blessed I've been. I'd rather you guys party all day, all night long, because every minute that I've had left or I've had on this earth has been a blessing. Until Gonzalez walks in. Look at her. She comes. Well, I'm saying that, and she gives me this look here. and what? You may help me with that. She wants me to help her open up the. I'm gonna open up that thing for her. Oh, sorry. Good. Here, just in case, I don't know if you guys, I did show this place to, let me do a little, this is where we live. We're upstairs, an apartment. This is the 2-bedroom that they're building right downstairs that I got first dibs on. I told the landlord, I said, when that thing's built, I would like to rent that place because the kids, and it'll be done next year. Gonzalez's children, one of them will be here. Those are 2-bedroom apartments right downstairs. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment upstairs. It's brand new. And my 1-bedroom apartment is bigger than those 2-bedroom apartments downstairs. That red motorcycle, that's Paul's ADV. And Paul lives right next door to me over here. He's taking a nap after we decided to climb Shinte Ridge and have breakfast. That's our new TV, and I think I showed you guys. Remember, there was a downpour in my apartment. They took care of the problem, and I'm just not sure if those molds are gone or if there's mold up there. It was one day and it rained, but it's a huge. This is a huge one-bedroom apartment. It really is. I mean, yeah, you can actually fit 2 bedrooms behind me, and this big living room, dining room, kitchen area. It's just very, very wide open. Let's see here. The USA is healing as we speak. Finally, we are on the right track. Happy to retire soon with the country in good condition. More money to retire with. Looking. Yeah, you know what, Rabbit? I feel exactly the same way as you feel about that. You know, if your country is strong, that means the future is bright. Not only for since I'm out of the country, but for my kids, right? I've got 2 daughters. One's 18, 20. They're dependent on America to be strong. I've got grandkids that are 8, 18, 23, 27. They need our country to be strong. So it's not just for us, but for our kids. So I'm happy that the U.S. is moving in the right direction. Yes, Jasmine. Once again, I am so blessed. Everything that I have, I know that it came from God, and I never take it lightly that somehow I've been blessed a lot more than others. Let's see, God gives, but He also takes, but He has been generous with me. And you know what, Rabbit, I know that just by talking to you on Messenger, I think we both agree that we've been blessed. We're very fortunate to have what we have, and I think that just you guys talking, and Oliver, it's great to have you guys as friends and to talk to all the time. Let's see here, Rabbit. I can come and build a nice dwelling there on a spot of land. Everyone can come live with me when I retire. Well, you know what? We did look at a place to live up in Angeles, right over in Pampanga. But so you will probably be, your land is up in Tarlac, right? So if you build a house there on that 100 acres, we definitely will come and visit. Hey, Kahana, what's up? Thanks for joining our channel. We've been just kind of catching up. We haven't, Gonzalez and I, my girlfriend Jane, we have not done any live streaming for almost 2 weeks. And we decided to do it back to back, and here we are. But she's busy. She's busy hanging up the clothes. So, but she can't talk anyway. I don't know. If you know, you'll hear. You have to watch the video to find out why she's not talking. But she's busy washing clothes. Oliver Russ, I love America, but I want to be happy. I'm going there. Yes, Oliver, you know what? Once again, anybody that wants to come to the Philippines and respect the people of the Philippines and love the Philippines like you do America, I welcome them to the Philippines, because that's how I feel about the Philippine government, the people, the country itself. It is a great place. I'm very lucky that I have a second home, a second place, a second country that I could call home other than America. Let's see here. How's it, Jasmine, Jamie, Jasmine, and Rabbit? And they are all good, Kahana. Build a house in Duma, Sam. I am looking into it. Maybe Auckland province, me think. You know, I know Gonzalez does not want to live. She's not really big on building a house here in Dumagetti, but I just talked to her about it right before we kicked off. And I think within the next year or so, I may seriously look at, I don't know about building a house or buying a house. I would probably, my next step may be purchase a house, just in case I do decide that I want to buy that house. If you understand lease purchasing, right? So that is, I'm leasing now, but I'm still not sure until I know how. You know, building a house, you buy a piece of land, but the builder is just as important as the land, right? Until I can find a builder that I can trust 100%, I'm not going to build a house. But if I can find a builder, then I will probably build a house. And lease purchase, I would probably, that's why I go with the lease purchase. I'll lease it, and I live in this house, and if I like how it was built, where it is, the location, then I might buy it. So that's where the lease purchasing is. But as of now, I'm renting. But you know, Rabbit, you're different. You know, you're Filipino. You understand the custom. You know the people. You know, you could probably build one much quicker than I have, or the ability and the knowledge to build one. Oh, you're coming to Where are you going to in the Philippines, Kahana? Oh, by the way, back to you, Rabbit. Auckland province. Are you talking about, when you say Auckland, are you talking about close to Boracay, up on that northern tip, or are you talking about Auckland a little bit much further south there? Because I took a ride from Auckland, Kalibo, because they used to fly planes into Kalibo when they were rebuilding or refurbishing or fixing that airport. That drive from Kalibo to in Auckland to Boracay was beautiful along the coast, and I always thought about that would be a cool area to build a house, not necessarily on Boracay, but up on that northern tip there before you get to Boracay. So was that where you were talking about when you say Auckland province building a house? Let's see here. Safe travel, Kahana. God bless you. Rabbit. Russ, anytime, man, stay as long as you like. You've got to try night fishing on a boat. Rabbit, when you get here, if you're going to do any night fishing for big tuna, let me know. I will fly there, and I will join you. I'm a big when it comes to fishing, but I've got to try that night fishing. So I know you invited Oliver, but you know I'm a fishing man by heart. So Rabbit, just if you give me an invitation and you're going night fishing with big tuna in the Philippines, let me know. I will join you. Love your advice. If you're in the Philippines, be like a Filipino. That's great advice. Yes. Rabbit is Filipino. Yes, Rabbit doesn't need to act like a Filipino, he is. Me, I don't have to act like a Filipino, I look like one. So. Headed to Ilocos Sur Norte in Benguet Province. Ilocos Sur Norte. I'm not sure where that is. Is that northern part? Is that north of Baguio, up there, or are we talking about somewhere south? I'm not sure. Oh, Jasmine, you found YouTube? Yeah, okay. If you have been watching some YouTube videos of some of the bloggers here in Duagetti, there's a very famous YouTuber, and his whole, for the last 3 months, he's been talking about how this builder has scammed him, and I forgot, what's his name, O'Dog, and then also all the people that this builder has scammed. So it kind of scares me. These guys been here for, as many years as I have, and they're still getting scammed by this builder. So that's why I said, if I do know some houses here that are built with a USA standards. They will build them here, but like I said, I'd rather someone else take the chance. I'll rent the house, live in it, and if I like it, then I'll buy it. Okay, well that's cool. I like that area. Yep. Boracay is crowded. Yeah, that's I went to Boracay when like I said, I've been here almost 18 years. I went there the first year I was here, the second and the third. I went there 3 years in a row, and then I stopped going there. And next thing you know, was it Duterte? Yeah, he kind of said, "Hey, we're shutting this island down," so I never went back. But from what I've heard, it's changed a lot in the last 18 years. Yeah, but I think that would be cool if just hey, Rabbit, just let me know. I will fly there. Oliver, we'll all go there. We'll go fishing with you, night fishing. But I do not mind leasing a land in near Boracay for hangout. Build a bungalow with large kitchen, just a giant man cave hangout. The ladies are all welcome, of course. Yeah, now that I think that would be kind of cool. I like that little area up there. Okay, so the Locos del Sur is up north. Yeah, I've never been. The furthest north that I've been, where I spent any amount of time, is Baguio. That's about it. So I haven't gone any further north than Baguio, and it was just too cold for me. Ah, okay. Well, yeah, of course, yeah. That you're in Tarlac area up north. Yep, yeah. Yeah, I'm just, I've been in the real estate business my whole life, and I'm not saying that all, but there are some shady practices when it comes to getting permits and licenses and doing the right things. And if you watch this blogger, he's going through a lot right now, and I think in 6 months he's, the promises that this builder has for him and a bunch of other foreigners, he hadn't come through, so it's been a tough go for those guys. Let's see here. Y'all talking about places I've never heard of, but I like fishing. Tuna is a new thing for me at least. I also ran in Lawag area, lots of cussing there. And yeah, Lawag. Where is that airport up north there? Is it La Union, or there's a small airport north of Baguio? I flew there because I would catch a bus from Manila to Baguio I did it like 5 or 6 times, and I hated that bus ride because these bus drivers would just go crazy. They would just go crazy. They would speed through these. There were no lights. Drove like a maniac, and the whole time I'm tense because I'm thinking he's going to crash or run off the cliff. So I caught a flight from Manila to, I'm not sure where it was, La Union or Lawag, somewhere. There's a small airport there, and I believe that airport's closed. And then I caught a bus and I worked my way down to Baguio and along Pangasinan, and then down to Tarlac, and then down to Clark. I remember doing that. So there was an airport up there that was that I used, and that is the furthest north point of Philippines that I've been. Oh, Jasmine's father's from Cabugao. Bapuyan Island. And look up ahi tuna fish, you would love it. Oh, okay. Alright guys, I think I've been on here for over almost 2 hours. Gonzalez, where are you? Come here and say goodbye. I know you're washing clothes, but at least say goodbye before I go. Well, once again, we're going to do our live stream a lot more again. I know that it's been almost 2 weeks since we've done our live stream, but Gonzalez feels a little better. She's back. And once again, I don't make her wash clothes, cook, or clean at all, but she does it voluntarily. She does have a phone number to a maid if she wants her to do the work. But all right, we've talked a lot about you. Don't say anything. But anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. I want everybody, thank you for joining us for our live stream today. Thank you, Jasmine, Oliver, Rabbit, Kahana. Let's see here, who else? I know My View was here earlier. Well, for the last hour, it's been Jasmine, Oliver, and Rabbit. And Don R, yes. Thank you, Don R, for joining us. And I think that we went, let me see who else was here. There we go, we're gonna have this side. Jose was here for a while. Thank you, Jose. Your butterfly, oh, that's you. Here we go. I think those are the only people that talked. But anyway, if I miss you guys, thank you for joining us. Yes, hopefully Gonzalez will find a cure for her mute. All right. We'll talk to you guys, and thank you so much for joining us. And we will make this more often. I know that, Rabbit might have missed it. I did talk about, I'll show it to you next time you're on, Rabbit. This right here. We're going to give away these cups. Dreams come true in the Philippines. When we have contests, a lot of times we have a little contest about guessing games. And I always thought about, what, we should give prizes. Well, this is what we're going to give. We're going to give it only on our channel. We're going to give it for free. So it's not for purchase. We're not going to be selling them. So, yes, Oliver will teach you sign language. And Dallas will learn some sign language. All right, Oliver. Yes, Oliver. Hopefully we'll see you soon in the Philippines. And I will save that video, so if anybody wants to see Oliver's beautiful girlfriend, the samurai, wielding sword, kung fu expert, MMA fighter, I have a video of his real girlfriend. We'll talk to you guys later, and you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.